Hi everyone, I'm Khairuddin. Enjoy the video.
Yo, I'm Rishad. Leave a like and subscribe.
Hey everyone, I'm Vincent. Make sure you learn something from this video, okay?
Hi, I'm Amira. Don't forget to share this video with your friends.
Way back in the days, management accounting caused product costs to be represented inaccurately before proper management accounting techniques are developed. People back then apportioned costs evenly, so this resulted to inaccurate representation of what the product cost actually is. For example, if you have 4 types of product with a total cost of Rm1000 ringgit, the product cost will be apportioned evenly among 4 products with 25% each, meaning the 4 products will have a cost of 250 ringgit. In reality, different products may have different cost levels. This makes it impossible for us to blanket one thing with every product that we have. And if this happens, companies may suffer huge losses when they price the product wrongly. This is one of the problems that we can see in management accounting, and that is what has sparked the development of management accounting and the study of it in the modern times. Companies are faced with situations where they are charging the consumers less for a product that costs more. This kind of situation and problem is what sparked the movement of people back then to pursue proper management accounting development. When that is all said and done, we will then see why this effort became futile or orchestrated the downfall of management accounting. Before we start with the rise and fall of cost accounting, let us take a deeper look on what's the difference between financial accounting and managerial accounting. Both of them look the same, but it is very different. Now, what is management accounting? Basically, management accounting is also known as cost accounting, which is the process of identifying, measuring, analyzing, interpreting, and communicating information to managers for the pursuit of an organization's goal. The key difference between management accounting and financial accounting is that management accounting's information is aimed at helping managers within the organization to make decisions, which also we can say as having internal accounting standards, whereas financial accounting is aimed at providing information to parties outside the organization, which are confined to external standards. Hence, we can say that management accounting helps managers more than financial accounting.
Early management accountants thought it is sufficient to obtain operation information or data similar to how financial accountants have been doing. What they got wrong was financial accounting is used for external reporting and fulfill audit requirements.
During the early times of management accounting, operation managers and accountant relies on historical data and simplistic apportion methods. Fast forward 150 years, under the influence of the Industrial Revolution and the rise of economics of scale, companies have more resources and the push of incentives to commit higher capital to their production processes. This results in owners hiring workers on a long-term basis instead of bearing the cost and risk of continuous spot contracting in the labour market. Businesses also evolve into a hierarchical organization which give rise to a new demand for accounting information. In context, for this demand for accounting information, there was a need to find measures to determine the price of output from internal operation, thus deriving to what is known today as conversion cost. The pioneers of such methods were the industrialists of the mid-19th century, which consists of textile mills, railroad, and steel company. The peak of management accounting aligned with the pinnacle of means of communications back in the day with established telegraph lines and also railways. This enables company to expand its operation to various parts of the country. This expansion helps company to establish branch offices which oversees various sectors of operations. This trend becomes prominent with railway companies in the 19th century, making them the largest enterprises ever created by man. To oversee these huge operations, they develop new methods of cash tracking, which monitors their cash inflow and outflow in each sector. Being a railway company, they can categorize each sector by the length or mileage of tracks that is available. By extension, they can track how much money was used for a sector, which sparked the idea that is developed into a concept of cost per time mile, the pioneering concept of activity-based costing. These organizations require information on the effectiveness and efficiency of their purchasing, pricing, and retailing activities. For these activities, measures such as gross margin by department and inventory stock turn were created.
Fast forward to the last 2 decades of the 19th century, further advances in the technology of management accounting systems were made in conjunction with the scientific management movement. The brainchild of the scientific management engineers such as Frederick Taylor developed physical standards to account for labor and material usage in production and came up with labor hours per unit and materials per unit. Further down the line, the two bases are often combined with an allocation of indirect or overhead costs. This basis helps companies to accurately cost their products and greatly improve pricing decisions. This is when the standards that are available today was born. In the early decades of the 20th century, the accounting world witnessed the final major development in management accounting system. Aided by a multi-activity and diversified corporation, the world was introduced to the concept of return on investment, or we call it as ROI. The concept was initially developed and used by a multi-activity company, DuPont Powder Company.
By 1925, management accounting practices that are practiced today had evolved to serve the informational and control needs of the managers of increasingly complex and diverse organizations. However, the pace of innovation seemed to stop in the mid-1920s as there was no incentive to continue and develop innovative management. This is because the corporate organizational forms developed by big companies like DuPont and GM Motors proved to be modeled for many corporations for the next half-century. This created a problem where the evolution of management accounting did not keep pace with the improvement in corporations' product and process technologies, eventually leading to problems such as distorted product costs and measures which do not reflect the increases and decreases. Fully developed means is that managers from highly complex and diverse organizations has the ability to use MA procedures to fulfill their needs of information and control. However, by the mid-1920s, the pace of innovation in management accounting procedures has stopped, as most view there is no longer an incentive to produce a more innovative management accounting procedures. Other reason why management accounting loses its relevance is the demand for external information, caused the emphasis to shift from management's needs to inventory valuation for external reporting. The dominance of the financial accounting statements contributed to the stagnation of management accounting innovation. Emphasis shifted from the information about the processes underlying the financial data. By the 1960s and 70s, external financial reports were used to manage by the 1970s external
Oh, hi. I'll continue my part then. Moreover, auditors preferred conservative accounting practices and insisted that inventories be valued at objective, auditable, and conservative amounts. Auditors were concerned only with separating the cost of the period from the cost in the inventory. A key idea is that accurate product costs were not needed for financial reporting, as long as the total value recorded in the inventory was sufficiently accurate. Thus, simple methods are used to assign direct and period costs to products.
Advances in technology also made it possible to allow real-time process control, and the cost of collecting data and providing prompt reports to production managers may have been lower than before. Thus, the decision by managers to not invest in management accounting systems may have been the correct economics in.
We should have expected that investment in a more relevant and timelier management accounting system will happen. This is due to the expansion of corporations' product lines, changes in production technology, shorter product life cycles, shift in the global competitive conditions, and most importantly, as great advances in information technology have occurred over the years. But by the time these events unfold, the spirit and knowledge of management accounting system design that occurred throughout the 100-year period had gradually disappeared. Management accounting developed prior to financial accounting for external reporting as a result of management's demand for information. Management accounting remained relevant for management's needs for over 100 years before it finally became a branch to financial accounting after 1925 and lost its relevance. To simplify, the main point of Johnson and Kempton was trying to convey was management accounting was developed first and then forgotten.
Yesterday's management accounting focused on a static environment. In today's economy, demands and markets are constantly changing along with the measurements of success. In order to achieve success, an organization must be able to alter their methods to the changing constraints. Measurement accounting is being used to encourage creativity within the employees so that they are able to think out of the box on how to achieve the goals of the organization given current market conditions.
you for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Ouch.